We are back now with an Eyewitness News exclusive. The coronavirus has impacted education in ways no one ever expected. All learning is done online. Students don't need to be present for an 8 a.m. bell, and rain, sleet, or snow won't impact learning anymore. And now some are wondering if education as we know it has been changed forever. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell wraps up our three-part series examining if this will be our new normal.
Mark the date March 13th in your history books. For Patty Roy, a teacher at Wyndham Middle School, and for teachers all across the state, this was the date when education shifted.
Nobody really knew that this would happen in September.
Our exclusive survey, done in partnership with the Connecticut Education Association and the American Federation of Teachers, reached nearly every public school teacher in Connecticut. More than 1,000 responded. 37% weren't sure when they'd return to school. 33% are hoping to go back in the fall.
I don't think there's going to be a normal for a long time.
Whenever we get back, the overwhelming majority, 73%, believe the coronavirus crisis will permanently change public education in Connecticut.
We need to think about, well, if something like this happens again, what are we going to do for resources?
We wanted to know the long-term impacts. Allie Kirchberger is a 5th grade teacher of the year at Hopeville Elementary in Waterbury. She feels when teachers master distance learning, we could have fewer snow days.
Perhaps we'll have these learning days at home more often during weather.
For further analysis, we went to Dr. Ann Deschelle. She's Quinnipiac's School of Education Dean. She says the coronavirus forced educators to look in the mirror and reevaluate priorities.
What was really the essence of what matters in schools? How to hold on to that?
Almost immediately, the state announced grading could switch from A's, B's, C's to pass-fail. Deschelle says the virus may also change the look of schools as we know them, at least in the first months back.
We're going to have to test for the virus. We're going to maybe have thermometers at the door.
One thing distance learning has done is thrown the 8:30 to 3:30 school day out the window.
That doesn't work for working parents, right? It just doesn't. It doesn't work for a lot of kids.
Our survey looked at the effectiveness of online learning for students. Half of the teachers surveyed felt it was somewhat effective. Most said students were accepting of the new normal, but acknowledged many were also stressed, confused, and frustrated by it.
No one really expected to do it overnight. And so teaching online is different than teaching well online.
Our series highlighted teachers like Wendy Lu Duong from Maloney High, who went above and beyond by posting step-by-step video tutorials online for her students.
Multiplying the top equation by 2, multiplying the bottom equation by 5.
Deschelle says these are the good things to come from distance learning, and when it's elevated to this level, it's something that can be a permanent addition to education.
If it's well done, I think there are lots of opportunities for online learning that are really quite strong.
But ultimately, she says nothing can replace a teacher sitting down to read with an elementary student, the social growth and relationships established on a middle school playground, the team-building exercises from high school sports or the chemistry experiments during lab time, or the independence of being on a college campus.
The relationship piece is really important. I don't think we'll ever lose that entirely, but will it look different? It has to, right? We don't have a choice.
Now, one thing that has been exposed by this crisis is the digital divide. Every teacher we talked with could share an example of a family who doesn't have access to laptops or the internet, and this is forcing the state to take a hard look at how to bridge that gap. The commissioner of the Department of Education admits this, and he says it's become an instant priority. Matthew Campbell, Channel 3 News.